All right. May 7th, coming to you live. If many of you don't know, but we actually broadcast this show live here from New York City. This is my apartment. My dual TVs in my apartment here in New York City. And special day today, very, very special day. For those of you who don't know what it is, you have to think hard, think about who has been taking care of you all this time. And I'm not talking about myself, right? I'm talking about your mom. It's Mother's Day on Sunday, and today is a great day to think about what is that special, what are you going to do for that special person who took care of you for the first 20 years of your life. And if you don't have a plan, I have a plan for you. One great thing to do for them is to help them open a wallet and give them a gift, right? You did good, you did well, now it's time to give some back, so this is a great opportunity, great time to show your appreciation for someone who gave you so much and didn't ask for anything back. Again, that wasn't me, that was your mom. So again, very special week, and we always have to remember all those who cared for us and do more good for them than they've done for us, right? Doing good and then doing well is okay. Doing well and then doing good is also good, but you get an A- for that. If you don't know, if you can't do it in reverse, then it's almost as good. All right, so we have Zach with us. We have another guest, Salome, who's working for us in business development. And she's coming, visiting us she's in New York. She's not visiting us. She's in New York, where I am. And Zach is coming in from
the great state of Nevada.
Still
great to see everybody.
Okay, just checking in, making sure that we are, that we know where you are. And today we have two guests, right? So Salome, maybe you want to introduce these guests because you've been working with them for a long time.
Sure. We have two guests today from Liquid, Mark and Marisa, head of products. Mark, Marisa, welcome.
Hi there, thank you.
Great to have you. We've been working together past 6 months. Very happy to announce that Liquid Earn has been launched Thursday, April 29th. Really excited for the product. This is not the first time Liquid and Celsius are working together. Liquid was actually one of the first exchange to list Cell token in 2018, and it's really exciting to be part of this collaboration that grows. So now we can dive deeper into the product in a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, great exchange, and they can really make you liquid. So if that's your plan, dead jokes. I have to do at least one every show. But like Salome said, definitely the first exchange to list the Cell token, first to recognize our special community, right? And I think, Marisa, which token has the best community? You guys list like hundreds, if not thousands of them. So you tell us.
Yeah, no, we've had a lot of tokens on Liquid. Celsius is our best community on Liquid, I think. Most active. We've had you guys for about 2 years now, and it's been probably the most active, vibrant community we've seen at Liquid.
So you guys get all the credit, right? There's about 1,000 people watching right now live, so I think they're all tapping themselves on the shoulder. But what's special about Liquid is they're the only exchange that has 5 different pairs. So you have Cell ETH, Cell BTC, Cell USDT, Cell USDC, right? So those are pairs. Most other exchanges only have 1 or 2 pairs. So you have the most option, lowest fees, and now they're running a promotion where they're basically not charging any withdrawal fees, right? Almost every exchange now charges withdrawal fees. And you can earn, you don't even have to move it to Celsius. You earn the same rate on Liquid while you trade or while you hodl. You can't ask for anything better, right? So love this. Again, deep technical integration. with Celsius, with our APIs. So we're very proud of this hard work. Again, Celsius still remains the only company that has yield that offers APIs, right? We don't have any competition in that department. So definitely thank you for putting all the hard work. I think Mark, right? You worked on that. So maybe you can tell us how easy or hard that was to implement.
Well, firstly, a very data-intensive project. I have to say, you might be disappointed. You don't need a math degree necessarily to to build this product. It does help if you enjoy accounting, okay, and a flair with numbers. I think some people might have fallen asleep already, but trust me, if you like numbers, and they're a bit overly precise at the moment, but if you like that kind of thing, definitely hit me up if that gets you going. It's pretty straightforward, in fact, given that we've built on all of Liquid's infrastructure. Liquid has invested quite a lot of time and effort and blood and sweat over the years in our wallet infrastructure and our exchange technology. And so it's very complementary to Celsius in that you have a very safe and robust SaaS API. And I'd love to go into that a bit more detail, but definitely, don't sell your accomplishments short there. I think it's quite a good pairing. It's an excellent match.
Great, and both you and Marisa are coming to us from Singapore, where it's 1 a.m. right now, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's approaching the witching hour. Yeah.
Right. Well, Singapore is on lockdown, so it's not like if you weren't doing this AMA, you would have something else to do. So you're locked up at home anyway. But thanks for joining us in the middle of the night. Next time, I promise, if you invite me, we'll do it at 1 a.m. in New York time. You can reciprocate the punishment. But 7,000 people registered, right, to join this Earn feature, and you already have 13 million in deposits in 5 days. So that's great. We're really super excited about the success of the launch, and obviously, we've been promoting it. It's on my homepage, on my Twitter, and everywhere else. So we've been cheering for you guys to, scale this up as fast as possible.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great.
And
so
this brings like a lot of utility for Celsians that want to do like a sort of swap and still not give up that earning feature. They can hold, some of those assets on Liquid and still earn that yield, but also be able to move in and out of different assets.
Right.
Yeah, I think the big differentiator for us is, we can do trade while you earn. So if you have assets, if you have Bitcoin and you trade into USDC, then you can just immediately start earning as soon as you trade. So there's no time loss, no need. It's very flexible. No need to be redoing deposits. You can pretty much do everything you need, trade and earn at Liquid.
Yep, that's great. And Salome, you worked on this for the last 6 months, I think, right? Making sure.
I think, I joined Celsius in November last year, and Liquid was my first project that I started helping to manage the integration process. Weekly sync calls with Mark and Marisa and our amazing developer team. None of these calls happened in actual working hours for any of our teams. For us, it was super early. For you guys, it was super late. But I think, it was a really awesome experience because the Mark, you are so detail oriented throughout this process. That really showed us that it was really, the success of the product was we were able to foresee just the way the integration work went. So, it was a great first launch for me.
And Marisa, you've been through several markets, bear markets, bull markets. Tell us a little bit about how this bull market compares to 2017, and what's different about it. What's different this time?
Yeah, I feel like this bull market is really kind of, I guess, a combination of things, right? It's a combination of a lot of the U.S. markets and U.S. retail starting to finally get into Bitcoin, but it's also a combination of institutional money finally coming into crypto. I think, 2017, 2016 was a lot of skeptics and a lot of ICO money, and, seeing the come money in 2018, 2017 with ICOs, it was kind of a, unregulated area. But now I think this bull market is really being led by a lot of legitimate players in the U.S. As well as lots of institutional U.S. players. So I think it's a lot stronger now, and I don't think that there's a way for them to stop the growth in crypto.
And do you feel they're coming begrudgingly, or you feel like they're coming because their customers asked them for this asset and this allocation, or they're coming because they finally realize, okay, this is an important asset class, we must be in it, we have to be, both hands in, kind of fully committed? Or you think if tomorrow it's a bear market, they're all going to run away?
No, I think with COVID, with everything moving digitally, it really forced people to review different types of new asset classes and things to invest in. And, really Bitcoin became the digital gold over COVID. And, more and more people started to believe that narrative. So,
I was saying
that's the way it's moving.
That's right. I was saying that every celeb out there has to mention Bitcoin or Doge or one of these things to be cool, right? If you don't talk about crypto, you're not cool at all. Like you can't add any followers unless you tweet about the Dogecoin, So that's what it seems to be.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like we've come a very long way from magic internet money that nobody believes in to now the biggest celebrities and businesses in the world are touting their support to stay relevant. So
that you're not referring to like Twitter hacks, are you? Just no.
When you see Microsoft add Bitcoin as a supported currency in their Excel spreadsheets and all kind of other things, you go like, okay, if Microsoft decided, okay, finally we need to add the symbol. We're definitely deeply entrenched. It's not the beginning of the cycle, right? It's kind of like mass adoption.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Microsoft used to many years ago, of course, accept Bitcoin, but due to volatility, it's very difficult to price assets in, and due to tax laws, etc., very tricky in the US. With, virtual currency.
That's right, because they used to sell the Bitcoin. What they should do is what Elon Musk is doing, where he sells you a Tesla, he keeps the Bitcoin doubles in price, and then he books it that he sold you the Tesla at $100,000 instead of $50,000. That's a smart move. So, we always say that if you want to buy Tesla, you better take a loan from us and you keep the Bitcoin and you let it appreciate in your liquid wallet instead of letting Elon Musk own your Bitcoin. So we'll give you the fiat to take a loan and buy the car. You don't need to sell your Bitcoin.
Makes a lot of sense.
All right. So how is the volume? Tell us a little bit about volume growth, like from last year to this year in trading. Like, what are you seeing? Asia versus Europe versus US?
Yeah, in terms of trading volumes, I guess we've been seeing it steady pick up. And I guess especially with the price and sell appreciating, I think more people have been getting interested in sell to trade it. Over the past year, obviously the sell price has appreciated 4,000 or 5,000%. So I think a lot of people have been drawing interest on sell for that reason.
Yeah, I feel like we were like the early bird. I mean, I think Cell Token was the first one to rocket, and then a lot of other tokens started kind of following suit, right? So and now Cell is consolidating a little bit, but we definitely when we started kind of going parabolic back in whatever it was, September of last year, it was definitely before the rest of the crypto market recognized, okay, things are going crazy. This is every coin. I mean, I think Ethereum even is up 4,000%, right, or something like that. So we're definitely seeing this mass adoption that you were talking about, and it's funny because a lot of ETH, for example, is being removed from exchanges because it's going to DeFi, it's going into ETH2 staking, and so on. So actually, because of the scarcity, because there is less bidders selling their ETH, even a little bit of demand makes the price go much higher because there's less sell offers compared to what we had a year ago, 2 years ago, right? So there's much more scarcity, and even small amounts of demand can push prices up a lot. So when you look at the ETH at 3,500, and you say, wow, it was $80 just over a year ago. I mean, it's just crazy, right? I mean, it's just.
And from our community side, I want to thank Liquid for providing the access to sell token. Our international users being able to pick up this asset, they believed in the company, they believed in our growth, and you guys provided that gateway that now has become financial independence for thousands of people. So, seriously, thank you so much for facilitating that transaction to get into this asset that's had such a huge effect on many, many people's lives.
Right, and I think again, it's one of the top pairs on Liquid, so it's definitely been a great partnership both for our community as well as for you guys, and we hope to continue developing a lot of products together. A lot of different additional capabilities. So we're planning to launch a lot of new stuff. So coming your way.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Any final comments? Anything else you wanna add? We're good.
I was going to say that this is, the first step. So this, in terms of broadening the partnership, and it's been a very sort of sustainable relationship, and again, we want to build value for both Celsians and our Liquid community. So in terms of being the first step, I know that Celsius has got some very interesting products that you do have available. You're releasing across the globe, and Liquid is excellent reach. So I'm really looking forward to working together. As mentioned before, with a bit of technical ingenuity, we've been able to deliver what we feel is a very conclusion, especially for those traders or hodlers who don't want to miss an opportunity. Often, time is of the essence. And we want to provide that total flexibility. So I think we've got a remarkable solution here that's arisen from our partnership. And I know that you're very supportive of being able to offer Liquid traders and Celsians the best possible value. And so I'm really looking forward to taking our sort of system and just expanding that. And that's something that I'd love to see in the next few quarters.
Yeah, sure. No, well said. Tom, you wanted to show us some screenshots, right, of what the product actually looks like. So maybe we can run through those quickly. So these are snapshots of what the Earn product in the Liquid app actually looks like. And if you just download it from the App Store or from Google Play, you can very easily, very seamless onboarding, and you can immediately start trading, depositing assets, earning. So beautiful execution. Really love the clean look. And
really.
Yep.
Go ahead. Sorry, I was going to say that the screenshots there were just to illustrate that, hey, earning through Celsius, you basically have top-notch rates, but at the same time you can be in the market, and as Marisa mentioned, you can swap assets. You could trade on leverage, obviously with a lot of volatility. Just be careful, risk manage. But in this way, really you have total financial freedom, and that's what I think Celsius offers. And we match that with total freedom around trading. So
right,
again,
and normally the ability to both hold an asset and use it is only reserved to banks who have the right to do fractional reserves. But here, Liquid gives you that capability for the first time. I don't think anyone else is offering it today. So,
what's remarkable? I think this is one thing that next generation of DeFi actually enables. So, for me, I was around in looking at the GFC, looking at how bankers were exploiting arbitrage, basically cleaning out
with your
traders.
money, right? Taking
with
the
real
risk
money,
of your
yeah.
money without them taking any downside, because they would always be bailed out if they made a mistake, right?
Yeah, in London, manipulating LIBOR, adding 3%, just basically treating the public market as a cash register. And it's quite insulting, really. So I prefer the community-based approach where everybody's empowered to make their own decision. There's total transparency, which is offered by blockchain. You have speed and security, again, enabled by blockchain. So it's really the transparency and empowerment. And
sure,
one of the reasons why I felt very, I had a lot of affinity for Celsius is that we both are mature. We understand how to take a principled approach to risk, operate in a regulated environment, protect people from being affected by illicit business and so forth. So I really like the values and the focus on building a sustainable community. So I just want to say thank you, Alec.
No, sure. Look, I mean, we have the same. That's right. If you abuse the trust from the consumer and you take it for granted and you use it to have a scandal every year, a different scandal. The LIBOR was just one scandal. Then decentralization is going to come upon you and slap you across the face, and that's what's happening, right? Satoshi inventing Bitcoin, DeFi, all of these things. They're here because of that abuse, because of the loss of trust with the customer, with the depositor. So there are consequences to that behavior. So you guys also have a video. Tom, if you want to run the video so we can share with our community all the bells and whistles of this offering.
Liquid Earn allows you to earn rewards on your crypto balance held at Liquid. To visit the Liquid Earn dashboard, log into the platform and choose Liquid Earn from the top menu. Our reward calculator makes it easy to calculate potential earnings. Simply select the crypto and fill in the amount. By toggling the duration, you can easily check the potential rewards for the expected duration. To start earning, simply click on Earn on the choice of your cryptocurrency you would like, then click on Continue on the subscription terms. If you would like to earn rewards for all eligible assets, fill in the checkbox and hit Confirm. That will enable you to start earning rewards on all cryptocurrencies that are part of Liquid Earn. If you would like to only earn on a selected crypto, click on No Thanks. All set. It will now display that you will start earning from next accruing time. Once accruing starts, the Earn dashboard displays your earning progress. On the top section, Earning Balance is displayed. This shows the total balance of cryptocurrencies you are subscribing to Liquid Earn. Next, you will see Lifetime Rewards, which shows you your total amount of rewards in real time, including total rewards earned and accrued rewards to be paid out. Pending Reward is the total amount of rewards to be paid out. Lastly, Earn Rewards is the total amount of earned rewards that are already paid out. To unsubscribe, simply hover over the cryptocurrency you would like to unsubscribe, then click on X and hit Confirm. Liquid Earn allows excellent flexibility with no lock-in on your balance. Earn while you trade while you earn. Try Liquid Earn today.
So this was great. This was, by the way, the web app, the Liquid web app. So if you're tired of waiting for the general release for the Celsius web app, you can actually use the computer today and have most of the features that we'll be launching in the beginning of June right on Liquid. So it's available today. You see, they beat us to the punch with their own product. So I love it. couldn't ask for anything else. Anyway, look, Marisa, Mark, thanks for staying late and joining us. Again, love to have you back as well. Let's hit that. What's our target? 100 million in deposit? What are we going for?
100 million, Alex. We don't do anything below billions anymore.
All right,
okay?
billions. All right, 1 billion, fine, no problem. We just crossed 18 billion, so we do need a billion because we're aiming for that 20. We want to get to 20 pretty quick, so we need you guys to crank up. Okay, don't go to sleep. Just approve the rest of the 7,000 customers who are waiting to join the Earn program. So, but again, thanks for joining us, Salome. Thanks for making this happen. I know this wasn't easy. This was a lot of work on both sides, and definitely great, great feature set for the entire Celsius and Liquid communities.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on the program.
We'll see you later.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Great. All right. So on to the rest of the news.
We got a lot of news. You want to hit that news section?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So, all right. People are making some pretty wild predictions here on Bitcoin. You've made your predictions in the past, but we've got CEO of Pantera Capital, Dan Moorhead, predicting that Bitcoin will go to 200,000 in 12 months. And he says that companies like Google and Apple will be buying Bitcoin and putting it on the balance sheet. Alex, what do you think this trend is going to continue? Do you think Tesla was just a fluke, or is this really the beginning of like mass adoption on the corporate scale?
Yeah, so Pantera is a great group. As you know, we targeting 160,000 this year. So in the next, I guess, 8 months. So we're not far away from Dan's target. I don't even think you need all these corporates to put Bitcoin or Ethereum on their balance sheet. I think just, again, less supply, more demand is definitely going to create this type of acceleration. But there's definitely going to be many companies who are looking for this type of exposure. I definitely, we're seeing it at Celsius. We're seeing thousands of corporations join us on board and start depositing digital assets. But again, I don't think you need Microsoft or Google or somebody like this to announce anything for us to hit that 160 to 200,000 range.
Okay. Next little thing I want to talk about was NYDIG. So we had NYDIG on the show not too long ago, but they are helping hundreds of U.S. banks bring Bitcoin to their platform. So we have banks adopting Bitcoin, which is just unbelievable. What's the saying? First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then you fight, then you win. Is this like Bitcoin coming out of the blue and winning already?
Well, I always say banks are not your friends, but looks like NYDIG is trying to make banks want to be your friends, right? At least your Bitcoin friends, you know. So let's see. I mean, I'm not sure how many people are going to use traditional banks to buy their Bitcoin, right? So we'll see. It's great that this feature is being enabled. It's great that banks are going to be attempting to join the party after trying to shut us down, not process our transaction, refuse our credit card attempt, complain to regulators, block us in every state possible. So after all of that, fine. The tent is big enough. We are happy to have you in the tent. Just when you come to our tent, you better behave, okay? Don't bring with you all of those tricks that you used to do when you thought you were in charge. All right.
Well, I think what's interesting is like Bitcoin, the incentives of the whole network force you to act in a moral way because there's no unfair advantage. So I think maybe Bitcoin will be the structure that these banks needed to start treating their people much better than they have been.
Yeah, but again, they're not crypto native, right? So it's very, very hard for banks, even if they're using somebody like Coinbase or somebody like NYDIG, to offer, for example, the stuff that Celsius offers, right? Offer 1% loans, offer yield that is 100 times more than what they pay their customers, right? You can't have it in both ways. So for the large banks, this is a very, very bitter pill to swallow. And currently, they're only offering the service to their top customers, to the very, very rich guys that they don't want to lose. But it's definitely not the offering or the level of service or capability that, for example, Celsius is offering somebody with $100. So, all right, on to the next.
All right, and then last topic here we have says analysts are suggesting that Bitcoin or Dogecoin traders are rotating profit into large cap altcoins. Alex, what do you think about this whole huge pump in Dogecoin, the meme effect, Elon Musk going on SNL tomorrow, probably going to talk about it? And do you think these small traders are going to get wrecked? And what should they do if they're holding a irresponsible amount of Doge?
Yeah, I think SNL is going to mark the peak. It might trade up a little bit over the weekend or whatever. But I think after that, everybody is going to Doge out of town. Thank
you for that.
To basically try to capture as much of the gains as possible, right? It's not. Look, Doge is part of the crypto community. It's not. There's nothing wrong with this coin. It's a fork of Bitcoin. It has the same right to be here, like Litecoin or anything else, but it really does not have a utility, a real utility. So I think a lot of people who are buying it just because it's being circulating on Twitter and every celeb has been mentioning it to try to get more followers, and it's hot thing on Reddit and whatever and Telegram, doesn't mean you should own it. So I think if you're just hearing about it right now, it means it's too late for you to get in. So there are a lot of great projects. There are thousands of great projects, and you should be really focusing on digging into them, understanding them, diversifying. And if you did buy into Doge, sell it before Elon Musk shows up on SNL. That's my advice. All right,
yeah.
so I'll share my screen. I've got a few updates here as well. And so we were talking about how balances on exchanges are going down. This is the red line here. You can see the Bitcoin balances on exchanges. So just like Ethereum, you're just seeing a continuous decrease of balances, which means that even small bids are going to push the prices much higher because less and less sellers are on the exchange, meaning more sellers have removed their coins. They don't want to sell them. They move them to DeFi. They move them to cold storage. They move them to Celsius to earn yield. They're not on exchanges. So that means prices are going to move much faster. So if you want to double down on Bitcoin, you want to buy it now, I think it's a good time before the run-up continues again. And for those of you who don't know, I also have a personal website, Mashinsky.com, that has a lot of great content on it. So if you didn't have enough Mashinsky in your life, you can see the history here, plus news and ventures and all kind of other stuff that that has to do with all things Mashinsky. And I invite you to come and take a look at it. We've done a bunch of updates to our website, including a new promotion. So now if you click on the download app, you can actually see a bunch of new promotions that we just launched, right?
Yeah,
so
we got some hot promos right now. Let's go over these. These are huge.
Yes. So if you are depositing $250,000 for 6 months or more, you'll get $2,000 as a thank you from us. And this applies only to stable coins. Any stable coin, you got to do it in one deposit. So this is for the whales. We're trying to get the whales to come and kind of bask in our hot waters here in Celsius. Another kind of Celsius temperature joke. And the other promos are, again, apply to all coins, go crypto, any coin, any token. You deposit 25,000 or more for 3 months, you get $500 and so on, so on. You have the T's and C's right here so you can read them clearly. And again, when you download your app or you already have an app, when you make the deposit, just make sure to put these promos. And again, these will not be there forever. So, definitely take advantage of it while it lasts. And, again, if you need a loan, if you need you can also do all those other things as well. Moving on here. So we issued a press release about our partnership with B21 Crypto, which was a great launch. Again, very large partnership. I think something like 86 countries or something like that. So definitely we continue to expand what we do with many, many partners. Salome and Leah and all these other great Celsians are working around the clock to launch and scale many of these partners. You've seen us every few months announce something new with Liquid, adding more pairs, doing the Earn program, right? Offering no fees, right? And basically all these things are what the team does every day to increase the utility of the Cell token.
Could you talk more about this B21 partnership? Because this seems like this is a huge scaling move for Celsius.
Yeah, sure. So, sorry, where is it? Here we go. So, worldwide, there's basically a lot of platforms that already aggregated many users, and you see them all one or another migrating from just offering you to store or buy the Bitcoin to also being able to earn yield and take loans. And this is where Celsius is a great partner. Just like we partnered with Liquid, we've partnered with B21 to offer the service in many countries that we may not have licenses or don't have the right infrastructure, right? So this allows us to extend our service, just like Liquid is licensed in many countries where we are not, allows us to extend the service, extend the reachability of both the Cell token as well as our yield program, loan programs, and so on into many regions and countries where we ourselves it's going to take us years to cover. So
for the hardcore Celsians, I feel like this is Celsius becoming the infrastructure, the financial infrastructure for crypto, and allowing not only yield and loans, but payments and then all the other services we bring. And we're going to be able to offer these to hundreds of millions of people around the world by integrating our services. So I think this is a huge step forward.
Right, and we've been doing it for a while, right? So our job is to create the partnerships, add more products, and then basically launch the additional products with all these partners. And if you looked at the videos from Trillions or from other people, you can see they're already calculating, okay, what does this translate to in new users, in adoption, in deposits, in earnings, right, in rates, and so on, so on. So this definitely creates leverage for Celsius and for the Cell token. So another Business Insider covered 3 top women in crypto, and they picked Leah Jonas, who's been on the show with us on AMA several times. She actually works with Salome. She's part of the business development team, and she runs a lot of these. She actually opens the door. Like right now, she's chasing Revolut, right? Because we're trying to partner with Revolut to offer yield on their platform and so on. But obviously, there's a lot of other great women in crypto, and we are all supporting them. We want to bring more women to crypto. We want to bring more women to Celsius. Today, we're about 60-40 men to women, but crypto as an industry is 85-15. Only 15% of users, of crypto users, are women. And Georgia, for example, here, I did a panel with her with the Salt interview. So you have it available on our YouTube channel if you haven't watched it. And so these are all great leaders who are helping push crypto forward. And again, if you're contemplating taking a loan, you don't know if you should do it or not, we published a very detailed FAQ on the Celsius Medium channel. And if you just Google Medium Celsius loan FAQs, you can find this pretty easily. We'll also add links to this in the description. And here is Camilla. Camilla is head of business development. You see women, right? Salome, Leah, Camilla, all cranking up and really delivering for Celsius, delivering for Cell Token holders. So she did a great interview.
Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency space. Yeah, boy! Camilla is the global.
We should start our show like that.
Development at Celsius Network. Hey, welcome to the show, Camilla.
Thanks very much, Andy. Thanks for having me.
Hey, it is a pleasure. Now, Camilla, I understand that you are with Celsius at the moment.
So you want to hear it all? Again, Google this title, CryptoBank, and we'll add a link on the bottom as well. But definitely worth listening to. And Camilla has this crisp British accent. Everything she says sounds completely brilliant and professional, you know, so I couldn't even imitate that if I wanted to. So, all right, great. So going back to our normal programming schedule. So how did we do? Yeah, how did we do last week? You have the stats?
We got some hot stats. So it looks like the parabolic growth is continuing. For new user signups this week, we have 26,400 registrations this week. We had a gross transfer number of 727 million and net transfers of 354 million. So at a monthly rate, that is going to be $1.5 billion.
$1.5 billion. Whoa! So we are accelerating, right? Oh my God! So basically, BlockFi lowering rates, other people lowering rates has definitely resulted in people moving their coins to where they can earn the most yield, and Celsius remains the best place to earn yield, both on DeFi and on CeFi, and you can see the results in the numbers. You can't lie. Again, it's not about what we say. You can go and verify these numbers on the blockchain. There's a lot of people, just go on Twitter and see all the people who scrub every deposit in our wallets and verify everything we say. All right, I wanted to say a special thanks because we had several team members who've been working super hard on different transactions, different parts of what we do. So Nir Attar, who's our head of product development, and he's the head of the team. He has about 7 direct reports, and he supervises also a lot of the programmers and kind of building these new products that we're launching with you. 2-year anniversary at Celsius. He came to us through an acquisition. He was one of the employees that we acquired to one of the companies, and he's a star and a leader in Celsius. So I definitely wanted to point him out, and definitely we need to invite him to the show, because if you want to know what's coming down the pipe, he knows it better than anyone else. He knows every detail. Also wanted to thank Ronnie, Ron, and Yaron. So if you have Ron in your name, Ronnie, Ron, and Yaron, I mean, we have a few more Rons in the company, believe it or not. But this trio has been working on our funding round. They've been working around the clock on the weekends. And I'm happy to say that we've made a lot of progress. We'll be, again, making some announcements in the next few weeks and allowing all of you to participate in this funding round. Great partners who are joining us, who are supporting Celsius, who are believing in Celsius. And again, this phenomenal growth, this acceleration is definitely what they want to see, right? Investors want to see the company do phenomenally well. And this is not just about taking deposit. We've seen that other people who just tried to take deposit had major indigestion trying to deploy these assets, because you can take in $1.5 billion a month, but unless you can deploy it and earn more than what you have to pay your community, you're gonna have major indigestion, and that's what most of our competitors are going through. So, you know, we pay over 10 million a week right now to our community. Net, this is net what we give out to the community every week, more than 10 million a week. That's 40 million a month, right? That's a lot of money. That's very, very hard game to keep up with unless you have a well-oiled machine. So, so also last week, you saw Cal, who runs our Hong Kong office, and we had OKX and a few other guests. The BD team has been killing it. They've done, I think, what's probably the largest single loan in the crypto community. We've done $100 million loan, one transaction, and we're going to do many more of those. And I think we did over 170 million in one day in total lending. So these are all, I think, record breaking pace. And you need these kind of transactions. You want to deploy $1.5 billion. You have 100 million or so coming in every day. You better be deploying 170 million. Otherwise, you're falling behind the 8 ball, because all the old loans, right? We have 18 billion in assets. All the old loans are coming due and they need to be redeployed. So it's getting harder and harder and harder for others to keep up with this pace. All right, so I think it's time to take some questions, right? Rapid fire.
Yeah, we got a lot of great questions on deployment. I'll have to find where the question came from, but someone was mentioning if we could get the numbers on cell token deployment on the community page, so that we as community know how much of that cell token is being lent out at any time, and what the deployment on that looks like as a percentage or a whole token term. I think that would be really cool.
Sure, and that's going to be part of our proof of community. So you'll be able, if you have Cell, you'll be able to see the earnings on Cell, just like you can see the earnings on Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything else. So definitely all this transparency is coming, and it's moving pretty well. I mean, I'm never happy with deployment, so I always push my team harder. But I can tell you that there is enough opportunities for us to where we can see how we deploy all the Cell token, and we actually, again, my goal is to increase the yield that we pay on Cell. I'm one of the largest Cell holders. You have Cell, I have Cell. We obviously want to see max deployment so we can liberate, right? That's Next.
Yes. Okay. From our ambassador group today, we got the top ambassador question. And Carl's asking, in hopes of avoiding a missed referral reward, could we make the referral field mandatory with at least a referral code or a confirmation of no, so that there's the maximum opportunity for people to cash in on those referrals?
Well, we've been very generous with the referrals, meaning even if you forgot to include it, our customer service team has been basically issuing these awards. They might do it only 1 or 2 months, every 1 or 2 months, so you have to wait a little bit. But I don't know anyone who deserve a referral that didn't get it, including all the people who asked questions during the show, right? You get $100. So Zach is the guy who pays this out. You know, you guys keep emailing me saying, hey, Alex, where is my $100? Just ping Zach on Twitter or on Telegram, and he'll take care of you.
Yeah, it's a manual process, so sometimes it takes a few weeks to get everything through in batches, but everyone will get their rewards, I promise, and we make that happen. But
yeah,
I love paying everybody.
Unlike me, Zach does not give out his email number. So if you don't hear back from him, you can always email CEO@celsius.network. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Next question here, and this is coming from Reddit. Talistag is asking, obviously you guys are out yielding the competition with the best rates in the industry.
I love it.
That
good.
leads to more and more deposits. What are the biggest challenges Celsius faces scaling the yield creation? That's a great question.
I can tell you, I see no issue for us getting to 30, 40, maybe even $50 billion. I don't see any issues. We have plenty of room to deploy and still continue to earn yield. The reason we run this campaign, the $250,000 deposit, we give you $2,000, is because we don't have enough stable coins. We still don't have enough dollars. So we borrowed over $2 billion, right? So that's because we don't have them, right? So I rather pay you today. I have to pay somebody else interest to borrow their dollars because you guys didn't give me your dollars so I could pay you 10%. I rather pay you the 10% than pay somebody else interest. So
right.
It's just silly, you know, and a lot of people are still skeptical. And I really hope that when we announce these financial partners, when we raise a few $100 million and we show everybody, okay, some of the best names in the world are betting on Celsius, that all of you who are watching this and scratching your head and saying, well, I gave you my Bitcoin, but I'm not going to give you my dollars, are going to feel much more comfortable getting some stable coins and earning 10%. All right. So we are crunching through this. We're going to announce the funding, and then hopefully you'll be more comfortable unbanking yourself. Next question.
This is where I feel like marketing has been able to help a ton, and where we need more and more stable coins, we can put out promos like this Stable 2000, and it gets everyone excited. We see a rush of new stablecoin transfers coming in, and then people get that massive $2,000 reward. So just like everything with Celsius, it's a win-win-win. And I love it. I wish I had an extra $250,000 lying around in order to
take advantage of free money. Yeah, so
Right.
I'm looking at my phone here, the Celsius community page. 61.24% are now electing to earn and sell. I remember when this number was 37, 38%, and we were like getting excited that we crossed 40 and then we crossed 50. Well, we crossed 60 like this. We just crossed and we didn't even look back. So amazing to see these numbers. Also, 674,000 users now, right? We're adding over 4,000 a day. Like I said, over $18 billion in assets. I think the number here is still 17, but that needs to be updated. And we're going to have over 100,000 Bitcoin. So we're very, very close. The number in the app is showing you the net retail Bitcoin deposits. It does not include collateral, does not include some other things. So we will be announcing that pretty soon. And, we always, kind of like what does Celsius stand for? So I just want to repeat a few things that we are going to be remind you every show. So obviously, again, we start with do good and do well, right? Then do well. Unbank the banked and bank the unbanked, right? In that order. That's what we're here for. And again, the Celsius flywheel is growing as we're adding more and more users, right? There is definitely a cascade here, a network effect that is accelerating. You can feel the acceleration, right? You can see it in the deposit. You can see it in how many people are signing up every day. You can see most of our new users are coming from referrals. You can't replicate that. You can't just go and advertise on Google and Facebook and create a community. Right, so you've heard it from Liquid, you've heard it from Bittrex, you've heard it from every partner that we have, how powerful the Celsius community is. And again, all credit goes to you guys. All credit goes to all of you huddling together, earning together, squeezing more and more and more yield out of the institutions, out of the exchanges, out of DeFi, and doing it in a safe way. Right, no losses, no bad debt. No liquidations. This is the way, right? So, and again, it's very when you act in the best interest of your customers, which is us, right? We're acting in our own best interest. Decisions are made super fast. And when you think about, okay, who are the fastest growing companies in the world? Who is moving faster than anyone else? Are the people, the companies, the startups that make the fastest decisions. You see, large companies get into these bureaucracies and they can't make a decision, and 50 people have to opine on everything, and they just don't make any progress, right? At Celsius, decisions are made in a lightning fast speed because we know what's good for our customers. It's pretty simple, right? We don't need to debate it. We don't need to figure out how to charge our customers fees without them finding out, right? How about no fees on anything? All right, so next question. Let's give all of these viewers of ours an opportunity to ask their questions.
Okay. Let's find here again. Throw your questions in the chat. Write question in all caps, and then be sure to use your referral code so we can send out those $100 payments. Bring it up from the question sheet, actually, the submission form. Alex, could you talk about how much yield has the deployment of the cell treasury made, and how we as Celsians can expand that for our own benefit?
Yeah, so to date, those numbers are not large. I mean, we have one loan, I think, is like $70 million. One loan, I think, is $20 million. So it's not yet in that range of hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars. Remember, we have about $2 billion worth of community deposits, and then we have $2 billion worth of Celsius treasury. So the total to deploy is about $4 billion, right? So we're at a very small numbers. We're we're not even 1% right now, right? So maybe, well, I guess 2%, right? We're 2% of the total to deploy, but the pipeline is filling up very nicely. So again, it takes time to onboard counterparties that are willing to transact with Cell or lend against Cell or borrow Cell. And it happens that most of the people who want to transact with us on the Cell token are not the same people that we're already working today. So it's taking a little bit longer, but we will be providing that information.
I see this as a process. Like, remember Bitcoin on 2010 or 2011, no one would take that as collateral. Nobody would offer that as anything. It took years of trust building in order to do that and build a Bitcoin community. Now it's one of the most liquid assets. So I think as Celsius grows its community, its business, like Cell token is going to become a very powerful utility that can generate more and more yield as the trust builds and the community grows.
Yeah, and when we wrote the white paper in 2017, I can tell you that a lot of investors who read it said, no one's going to lend you against Bitcoin. What are you talking about? It's now, the winter is coming. No one, Bitcoin is going down. No one's going to be willing to take it as collateral. So definitely, Zach is definitely right. And we're now just going through the same thing with Cell token.
Right.
But now that Cell token is at $6 or $7, it's a completely different conversation when it was 6 or 7 cents. So when you grow 100x, it's a different conversation. All right, next question.
Okay, so Shay McCormick's asking, what's it like at the Celsius virtual job fairs? That's fantastic.
Is it Peter McCormick or Shay McCormick? Wait a second. Is Peter asking for a job at Celsius under a false name? Come on,
Not
Peter.
a very good false name at that. No, the job fairs are fantastic. It's our HR department and some other Celsius employees get in with a group of people and they ask questions. They send you some material beforehand to prepare. And it's a great way for us to meet and see what kind of skills you have, see what kind of person you are, and see if you would be a great fit for Celsius. So if you have the skills that we're looking for, please go to the careers page, check out all the positions available, and then or you can put in the general information too, I think, and let us know that you've got what it takes to be a Celsian.
Right, and you can apply with your real name. You don't need to come up with a false name. We understand you're tired of shilling BlockFi, and you can't make any money there because they lowered their rates. we will, you know crypto, so you have a pretty good chance making it at Celsius. You just got to be nice. You can't be fudding fake news and expecting to be part of Celsius network. We don't do that. Homie, don't play that. Next question.
Okay. The new promos. So users asking, will these new promos also apply to existing customers?
Yeah, I mean, this is not a new customer promo. This is anyone who wants to make us deposit. These promos are to, again, we just like we don't want to give Facebook and Twitter and Google ad money. We rather give it to you as as awards, $40 for every person you bring in. The same way, we don't want to give interest payments to financial institution. We rather give it to you. So we increase the incentives to convince you to trust us, to convince you to deposit with us, so we can pay you this yield, right? And I put some more money into Celsius as well. I'm taking advantage of this special award. We'll see if
users of all size.
Yeah, they might ban me.
participate.
They might be like, "Hey, that's not fair." Like my son says, "Hey, Dad, that's not fair."
We're going to
So
flag
we'll
your
see.
account for taking advantage
but
of the
before
promo system.
I forget, I did bring a special prop.
Uh-oh. Let's see what we got here. What's coming?
Let's see. So we published one of these, and we'll be putting the second one too. But this is our VoIP to MOIP second edition, where we have here, we kind of mixed up both recent conferences related to obviously crypto with some of the original VoIP conferences going back to 1990, 1991, 1992, 92, right? These are all the things I did to promote voice over IP before anyone even knew the word voice over IP. I would go pitch around, tell people how you can make phone calls on computers, and they thought I was crazy. Seriously, they were like, they would kick me out of conferences. So you can see all over the world. These are all Nortel. I went pitch this to Nortel. They're out of business. These guys, Thomas Wiesel, out of business. Half these guys are all out of business. Supercom 98. Look at that. All these famous conferences. CMA Telecom Conference 1992. Pitching the idea of voice over internet protocols. And for all those people who are confused about who invented voice over IP, so I can set the history straight since I'm 200 years old. While I was working on voice over internet protocol, there were others working on voice over everything else. For example, I think the guy's name is Yaron. He was working at VocalTech, right? A lot of people say, Alex, you didn't invent voice over IP. VocalTech did. Not true. VocalTech work on voice over Ethernet, right? Not voice over IP. Now, voice over Ethernet also allows you to talk on a LAN or on whatever, but it's not voice over IP. And other people did voice over ATM, and they did voice over frame relay. Everything besides voice over IP. The foundational patent of voice over IP is listed on my website, mashinsky.com. You can go and read it. And the US patent does not issue you patents if somebody else has a patent with the same idea. Okay, so that's how it works. So on to the next question.
Yeah, speaking of conferences, you love going to conferences. We're going to be at Bitcoin 2021. You're going to be there.
June
Kim
4th,
got us
Miami.
Yes, it's going to be hot. Kim got us some extra tickets that we're going to be able to give away to our community. So we're going to start doing that on Monday. We'll probably have multiple batches, but we're going to do the first batch on Monday. It's going to be in the newsletter, so watch out for that. Sign up and get your chance to meet Alex.
Yeah, 30 free tickets, 30. The show is sold out, and definitely the only way right now you can get in is by becoming part of the Celsius community and pressing that button super fast when Zach and Kim actually put those things online. All right, so tell us why you deserve it. Tell us you're going to be wearing your HODL shirt or your Celsius shirt 24/7 during the event. You're going to man the booth. You're going to help us with pushing the brand, and probably you're going to get lucky. All right, next question.
Yeah. So a great testimonial came in that we wanted to share with everybody, just kind of these life-changing experiences. So this one says, "Hey, Alex, I continue to be truly inspired by your vision of the future, systems of money, and the principles that drive that. Through your simple mantra of savings and investing in a diverse way, even in small amounts, I've been able to save a good amount of money, fiat and crypto, for the first time in my life. Even if you take the crypto market out of it, your advice is totally spot on. And thank you for helping people like me build wealth. Hats off to you. Take care, Deepak."
Thanks, Deepak. And again, we love these emails, letters, messages. I get everything. I get boxes with presents. Don't ask, right? Thank you, guys, and keep them coming. It definitely makes our day, makes our week, makes our year. And we're here to make sure that you get to participate on an equal basis in the financial freedom, in this amazing financial revolution that we're going through. So definitely thank you for all your best wishes.
Okay, A Pellet here is asking, where can I get some of those sick HODL shirts?
Yeah, so first, you can get them for free if you come to Miami. But also, if you, I think they are listed on our website. Let me just take a quick look. So I'm sharing my screen here. And under community, right, you have a link to the swag shop. And also we have them under the sell token. If you click on the sell token and you scroll down, you can have a different design that my wife makes out of usastrong.io, right? So these are the designs that she makes. So either the swag shop, these ones are cheaper. These are for $18. And you can get them shipped to you pretty quickly. And we have new designs and new freebie shirts that we're giving in Miami, so definitely come and see us over there. Next question.
Yeah, the swag is going to be lit in Miami. Okay, Carlos is asking, will mass adoption from big players eventually result in lower yield across the entire crypto space?
So that is what everybody keeps saying, but the results on the ground with 18 billion in assets are exactly the opposite, right? We are paying some of our highest yields across the board because the insane demand for these assets, right? Because of the fantastic growth of the pie. When the pie grows so quickly, it's not just Celsius that grows so quickly. The pie, the DeFi pie, is now 100 billion. So we have 18 out of 100, right? So plenty, that's what I'm saying. I can deploy 30, 40, 50 billion, not just in DeFi, but also on exchanges, institutions, and so on. So all of these new people, as they join, they all need different services. And Celsius, through borrowing and lending, through yield generation, is participating in all of this value creation. The difference is other people are participating. When you see that list of billionaires on Forbes and you see this guy made 5 billion, this guy made 8 billion, how much did they give you? Did you get anything out of it? When you see the Winklevoss twins worth 4 billion and the FTX guys worth whatever 8 billion, how much did you get out of that? Nothing. With Celsius, you get 80%, up to 80% of that. And we've distributed over $500 million worth of yield, worth of rewards since we launched. So we've been doing it longer. We've paid more than anyone else in Bitcoin, more than anyone else in Ethereum. And that's how we want to keep it. Next question.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. Gala is asking, does referring my spouse count as a referral, and will I get that reward?
Yeah, as long as we verify them. Again, if your dog applies and tries to deposit Dogecoin, that's not going to work. But your husband, is definitely gonna get approved. Okay,
Yeah. Your grandparents, your adult children, your
Yes.
friends, your cousins,
And
everybody.
on Mother's Day, on Sunday, hey, they can't even say no to you. So when they're all around the table, you like go one to one, and you're like, okay, pull out your phone, download the app, register, scan your driving license right now, put my reward, and you can make $40 per head, right? So if you invite 12 people to dinner, right, you made
There you
$100.
And it's
Not
the gift
100,
that
you made
keeps on giving.
$50. Yeah.
The gift that keeps on giving. Every week they'll be reminded of how generous you were, right?
That's right.
Every
And
Monday.
every Monday you call them, and they better say thank you when because they get that interest payment, and you'll be calling and say, "What do you owe me?" And they'll be like, "Oh yeah, thanks for introducing me to Celsius, man. How did I live without it before?" So that's what we want to see, right? It's good for you. It's good for them. It's a win-win-win relationship, right? We win, you win, they win. So
yeah.
Here we go. Next question.
Okay, so a question coming out of India, and right now there's actually a severe emergency in India. They're really struggling with COVID, and Tom said he had an image that he wanted to throw up, but we just want to reach out to our Indian community to support them, to help them through this difficult time, try to stay healthy, and really get us through this difficult time around the world. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and it may be good where you're at, but it may not be everywhere else. And so the question is directly coming from, will Alex ever be visiting India to promote Celsius here? India has some awesome growing crypto community.
Yeah, so we definitely, like Zach said, obviously a huge country, 1.2 billion people, not enough beds, not enough oxygen, not enough vaccine. So everybody's trying to help, and we'll try to come up with something as well. No plans to go there now, but I'm sure we will make it to India. I guess we're all still waiting to see what the courts and the government is going to decide to do about crypto assets. And we're all cheering for the community over there to win against the banks and some of the other guys who are trying to effectively block crypto in India. So we'll see how it pans out. All right, next question.
Okay, Otis. By the way, that Twitter poll, I think 88% of people said that you need to go to Bitcoin 2021. So the people have spoken. You need to be there. But he's asking, can you take a loan against your ETH2 as it's being staked?
I have to see if we can do that. Right now, I don't think we have the ability to block you from earning the interest while you're depositing with these two. But let me see. We should enable it. I mean, there shouldn't be any reason to do it. So let me make sure that technically it works. But it should work. It should be enabled. Otis always have the most complex questions. He knows the product so well that he'll ask you something. You'll be like, I didn't think about that. Maybe we need to get him to talk to Nir directly instead of me being an intermediary, So
yeah,
right,
maybe a consultancy position for Otis in the works.
Right.
Okay, Christian.
He's top 100 Celsian. He doesn't need a consulting gig,
Out of the love of his heart, Alex, you'd be so surprised how
I'm
many
kidding.
people come to me and say, you've made me wealthy, you've made me financially independent, but I want to work for you guys still just to keep pushing it forward.
Yeah.
So that's special right there.
That's right.
Okay, Christian's asking, if I take a Celsius loan into USDC instead of USD fiat, does that create a taxable event since the USDC is crypto?
No, as long as you borrow against your asset and you did not sell your main asset, then it's not a tax event. A taxable event is when you sell an asset, you convert it from Bitcoin or Ethereum into something else. It's irreversible transaction. When you take a loan against it, usually you'll pay back the loan. That is a reversible transaction. The IRS does not look at it as a taxable event, but In each country, it is different, so do not rely on me telling you how it is. Consult your tax advisor and make sure that in your jurisdiction or your state or whatever, or your country, the laws do apply the way I described. Next question.
Right. Always check with your personal tax professional before making any moves. Dave L is asking, when can we swap in the app? I want to spend my gifted DAI for crypto, please. And actually, you could do this through Liquid now, right? And still not give up any yield.
That's right. You can do it on Liquid. You'll be able to do it in the app, I think, in end of June or beginning of July. So that's coming. And today you can buy with your credit card. You can buy by linking your bank account, right? In most jurisdiction, but swaps are coming in in a month or two.
Copy that. Okay. Another question here. Can we get an update for U.S. accredited being able to earn in Cell? Has there been any movement on that?
Yeah, so that's still coming out in June, again, next month. I know it got a little bump. It was originally end of May. Now it's beginning of June. Again, we always put security first. These are new features, new functionality, so we got to test it thoroughly. But get yourself accredited and get in front of the line, and we will basically process your application as soon as we can.
Right. That and for the fundraise too, through Bank to the Future, get set up with them as soon as you can. It does take a little bit of time, but be ready for that hat to drop, because that's going to be a very, very exciting event. And from what I hear, there's already a massive amount of interest in that offering. So next question here, Drew is asking, if Bitcoin and ETH suddenly drop by 90%, will I lose my USDC deposited on Celsius? Just trying to understand what kind of risks I am exposed to.
Yeah, so most of the USDC that we get is not lent out to the retail borrowers, right? So actually there's no connection between most of the dollar deposit that we get and the retail lending. The retail lending has its own collateral, meaning right now our retail book is something like 23% LTV, meaning for every dollar we lent out, we have more than $4 worth of Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin or whatever. So if those assets drop, again, if everything in crypto dropped 90%, Celsius will have a loss, right? And we will be tapping, the insurance fund, our balance sheet, and so on to cover that loss. But out of 18 billion in assets, there is not enough. Even if all of our retail loans were liquidated, that would not kill the company. That would not make you lose your USDC or anything else. So, right. So that is not. There's no scenario where you're just going to lose all of your stable coins.
Right. Okay. JJ Young's asking, what should I say to my friends who want to get into Celsius but keep talking about counterparty risks?
Well, when you give money to a bank, that's a definition of a counterparty risk. Who do you think? When you put money in a bank, what do you get? All you get is an IOU. So you give your money to an institution that under all circumstances, I would say most large US banks are insolvent from the ratio of all the debts that they have, right, versus the liabilities. And the national debt and the Fed liabilities. If we priced everything, all these assets that all these banks have, not the way the Fed calculates them, but in real market value, right? The real estate, the loans, all that stuff, a lot of these institutions would be insolvent. So today, you're giving your money for free because you're not earning any interest. You're giving your money for free to an institution that, I'm happy to compare my loan book, which is a 23% LTV, to any bank and any loan book that they have. And you would see that their leverage is 100 times greater than Celsius, not 10 times greater, 100 times greater. If you're Deutsche Bank and you have 50-to-1 leverage, and I'm 0.23% leverage, 0.23 versus 50. Okay, so how many orders of magnitude are we talking about? That's what is it? 4.3 orders of magnitude, or something like that, or 2.3 orders of magnitude.
That's the real risk. It's not Celsius at
That's
4-to-1
right,
under leveraged.
But most people, when they deposit their money with the bank, they don't go and ask the bank, okay, what's your leverage ratios? What's your reserves? How did you price your assets? What's your mark to market? What happens if your real estate goes down by even 20%? Okay, every bank in the United States would be bankrupt if real estate pricing was pegged tomorrow morning at 80 cents on the dollar instead of 100 cents on the dollar. Mm-hmm. So that's the problem. You understand? So when you are worried about Celsius, it's because you've heard FUDing, but just go and check the actual numbers. Again, all these companies are public companies, meaning you can just stop being lazy, use Google, go look for the SEC filing, put in Google, SEC filing, JP Morgan, SEC filing, Citibank, SEC filing, Wells Fargo. Right? And then look through their leverage ratios, look through their liquidity requirements, look if they passed the last audit. Right now, the Fed gives them 100 cents on the dollar when they present a mortgage or they present anything, right? That is not reality, right? That is not where we are post-COVID. That is just the Fed putting a life support system under all of these financial institutions, just like they've done since 1971. So if you believe
Alex,
in that, one sec. If you believe in that, go ahead. Keep depositing money with the banks. And you would look just like what's going on in Turkey right now. You're going to wake up one morning, or in Cyprus, or in Lebanon, or in Venezuela, or in Argentina. I can give you 20 other countries, right? You're going to wake up one morning and realize that your money is worth much less than you thought, or the banks did a bail-in, which by law now they have to do a bail-in, meaning they can legally take your money away, right? And nothing like that could ever happen in Bitcoin. No one can do a bail-in in Bitcoin or in Ethereum or in anything else. So it's frustrating because, again, most people regurgitate what they heard somewhere else instead of actually spending 2 minutes doing the research themselves and comparing apples to apples.
But when I go into my bank branch, I see that little, template on the table that says FDIC insured up to $250,000 per account. Aren't I completely safe when I have that FDIC insurance?
Try to collect your money from the FDIC. Let's see what happens. Let's say, call the FDIC and ask them how much money they have. Go to their website and see how much money they have, right? So the FDIC, I think, again, 99 out of 100 times merges the good bank with the bad bank. They don't pay out anything. They don't have enough money to pay out. They're just convincing JP Morgan to take over Bank of America. They're convincing Bank of America to JP Morgan to take over, Bear Stearns, right? They're convincing Bank of America, they convince them to buy Merrill Lynch instead of bailing out Merrill Lynch. That would cost them hundreds of billions of dollars, maybe trillions of dollars. It's much easier to take the bad bank, merge it with a good bank, and say, okay, everything is great. Or go to Treasury and say, please, we need you to pay 100 cents on the dollar on that AIG debt, right? $250 billion worth of AIG debt, paper, CDOs, that Goldman and Morgan Stanley and Citi and everybody else bought, which was useless paper, but the Treasury, our government decided to pay all that debt, 100 cents on the dollar, right? If there was a normal real market, you would maybe get 20 or 30 cents on the dollar from a defunct corporation. But instead, it was much easier to just, I'm talking about 2008, right? It was much easier to just have the taxpayer, all of us, cough up hundreds of billions of dollars, in total over $800 billion. Now that number in real numbers today is over $16 trillion. That's the total current value of all of the money that was recycled or repaid from the 2008 collapse. You don't believe me? Look it up. There's 10 different places that calculate these numbers. So and now we used to talk about billions. Now we're talking about trillions. Now every day somebody tells you, oh, I'm spending 6 trillions. I'm spending 4 trillions. Trillions. Okay? That's 12 zeros. 6 with 12 zeros behind it. Okay? That's what Biden is going to spend in the next 2 or 3 years.
A few trillion here, a few trillion there, then we might be talking about some real money.
Yeah, so again, it's like you know, in every family there's this crazy person who shows up on every holiday, probably on Mother's Day, is gonna show up and start asking everybody for money. Hey, you know, I don't have any money. Can I take a loan, please? Can I borrow from the future? I'll pay you back. Don't worry about it, right? That's what we are. We, the United States of America, we, the European Union, we, the Japanese society, have been borrowing from the future. We are the crazy uncle or cousin or sister or mother, right? We are that crazy loon who's living over their means, cannot afford to, reconcile their checkbook, and we end up basically bankrupt, right? There's no other way. So we got to wake up out of this dream. And again, decentralization, crypto, all the stuff that we're doing here is the other reality. That is reality. The other stuff is all a dream, living in a dream, thinking that, again, the 30-something trillion dollars worth of debt, this is just the regular debt. On top of it, you have unfunded liabilities of over $100 trillion in Medicaid and Medicare are not going to matter, right? So all of that stuff is coming due, and one way or another, the US dollar is going to pay the bill. The US dollar is going to be devalued, debased, and it's going to find the same path as all of these other defunct currencies. All right, the dominoes are falling one by one. The Lebanese lira, the currency of Cyprus, Turkey, all of these dominoes already fell. Turkey, the currency fell by 50% overnight, right? Venezuela, Argentina, you name it, right? And larger currencies are going to start falling. It might take 5 or 10 years. It might take 20 years. But we know for sure that you cannot just continue printing money without consequences. All right, so thank you for joining us. Another Friday. This has been amazing. We had great guests. You got to meet a lot of new people that work with us all around. Again, Celsius now is over 260 people. We're adding people as fast as possible. We are looking specifically to hire women. We have openings in marketing. We have openings in finance. We have openings that you don't have to be a programmer, right? It's great if you are. If you're a Python or Solidity expert, amazing, great. Come join us as well. But if you are, your skill set is in community building or in social media or in customer service or whatever you do, and you want to be part of the Celsius team, come join us. We are hiring 50 people just in Las Vegas. We're opening a call center and a care center over there. So if you're looking to join us in the state of Nevada, please email your bio and your why we should take you in and make you a Celsian to hr@celsius.network or jobs@celsius.network, and we'll make sure to give you the proper opportunity. So thank you, and we will see you next week. And don't forget, Mother's Day on Sunday. Do the right thing. Help them build a financial future for themselves. Give back some of that love that you received. And this is the way. See you next week.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.